Hi everybody, this is lecture 2 for week 4. In the previous lecture, I have explained about standard cost. You have seen the definition of standard cost, the benefit of using standard costing, and then who are the party that is responsible to 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 calculate the standard cost, what is the approach that can be used to to set the standard cost, etc. So in this second lecture, you will see the second thing related to this topic, which is about the variance analysis. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is one approach that can be used to do variance analysis. In the last thing that I have explained in the previous lecture is about variance analysis. So in a simple way, variance analysis means you analyze the difference between the actual cost and the standard cost. If the actual cost is higher than the standard cost, then the situation is called unfavorable, not good. And then if there is a business, the actual cost of production is less compared to the standard cost, then the situation is called favorable situation. A favorable situation. It is good because in actual production, the business can produce products at the cost of lower than the standard. So one approach to calculate the or to do the variance analysis is to use this approach. It is called columnar approach. But another approach is using this one. This one I think is a bit easier because using this approach, you just have to memorize the formula and then you can calculate the variance, and then you will see whether it is favorable or unfavorable. So when you want to calculate or to do variance analysis for every production cost, you have to remember that the variance analysis is done on two aspects of the cost item or of the cost. The first aspect is the dollar aspect, and the second aspect is the quantity aspect. For example, if you want to do variance analysis on the material, for the material, then you can do variance analysis on the dollar aspect or price aspect of the variance of the direct material. And then the second thing is you can do variance analysis on the quantity of the material variance. Okay, this one is the way to do material price variance. Okay, so the formula to calculate the material price variance is material price variance or MPV equal to actual price minus standard price times actual quantity. Okay, there is an example here. Let's see. AP is the actual price. Okay, you can see here in the slide. SP is the standard price. And AQ is the actual quantity of material used. Okay, this is an example. related to the product discussed in this lecture notes, which is the potato chips or something, the corn chips. Okay, how to calculate material price variance for this product? You just use the formula according to the data that you can see in the previous slides. The actual price for one of the material used to produce this product is 0.69 cent. The standard price is 0.6 cent, and then the actual quantity used to produce the corn chips is 780,000 ounces or something. So you solve this calculation, and then you will see here the results of the calculation is $702 unfavorable. How to say whether the situation is favorable or unfavorable? So you just look at the actual price and standard price. Here you can see that the actual price is higher compared to the standard price. So when the actual price is higher compared to the standard price, then the results of the calculation is unfavorable. Just look at the number. Okay. Now, see here, this one is calculation for material price variance. Remember I said for every item of cost, you can calculate variance in terms of dollar and quantity. So this material price variance is variance in terms of dollar. It was unfavorable. Now let's see how to calculate material quantity variance or material usage variance. So the formula for this variance is MUV equal to actual quantity of material used minus standard quantity of material times standard price per unit. Okay, we put the numbers in this formula. Okay, you check the data in the previous slides. You will see that the actual quantity used is 780,000 ounces, I think, and then the standard quantity is equal to 873,000 ounces, and then the standard price for this material is 0.6 cent. So what do you think? Is this material quantity variance or material usage variance is a favorable or unfavorable variance? Okay, we can see here the actual quantity is lower compared to the standard quantity. So the situation will be a favorable situation or a favorable variance. Okay, so the results of the calculation is $558 favorable. Okay, so now I want to explain one more thing. So I said earlier, for every item of cost, you can calculate variance in terms of dollar and quantity. For direct material variance, you can calculate direct material price variance, and the second thing is the direct material usage variance. So the total variance for this direct material can be calculated like this. Oops. Okay, this is the way to calculate the total variance for direct material, for one of the several direct materials. So see here, total variance, the second half of the slide. Total variance equal to NPV plus MUV. So if there is a question ask you to calculate total variance for a material, then the answer is total variance equal to material price variance plus material usage variance. So in this sample question or example, the material price variance is $702 unfavorable plus the material usage variance, the number is $558 favorable. So the total variance for material, for direct material, is $144 unfavorable. How to get the 144 unfavorable? You see the numbers there. $702 unfavorable is higher compared to the $558 favorable. So the total is $144 unfavorable. It is like you add positive number and negative numbers. Okay, that is for direct material. Okay. When you calculate variances for direct material, you have to remember, for direct material, the quantity of the direct material refers to kilogram or liter or ounces or pounds, etc., or centimeter or meter. So that is the quantity for direct material. Okay, now let's see how to calculate or to do variance analysis on the labor cost. Like I said earlier, when you do variance analysis, the variance analysis can be done on the dollar aspect and on the quantity aspect. So for labor, the dollar aspect is related to the wage rate, the amount that a business pays to its workers. So most of the time, wage rate is calculated based on the labor hours. In US, they pay like $13 per hour, maybe $15 per hour for their factory workers. In Malaysia, I think 7 ringgit per hour, 6 ringgit or 8 ringgit per hour, maybe that is the rate. So let's see here, using this ConChip product data, to calculate the labor rate variance, you have to use this formula. Labor rate variance, or LRV, equal to actual wage rate minus standard wage rate per hour times the actual direct labor hours used. Okay, so now we put the numbers. You can check the numbers in the previous slides. Okay, here the actual wage rate is $7.35. Standard rate is $7, and the actual labor hour is 360 hours. So let's see, the answer or the result of the calculation is 126. The actual rate is higher than the standard rate, so it is unfavorable. So this is another way to calculate the labor variances using the columnar approach, but I don't think this is easy. It is quite confusing. Better you use the formula approach. You just memorize the formula and then you can calculate the number. So this is the second thing. For the direct labor, the quantity aspect of direct labor is the labor hour. So when you do the variance analysis, the name of the variance analysis for direct labor hour is labor efficiency variances. In this variance, you compare the actual hours work done by the labor compared to the standard hours of work. So the formula is labor efficiency variance equal to actual direct labor hours used and then minus standard direct labor hours that should have been used. Standard hours is the something that should have been done, and then times the standard hourly wage rate. Okay, yes, use the number in the previous slide. Actual hour is 360. Standard hour is 339.5 hours. The standard rate is $7. So the result of the calculation is $143.50 unfavorable. Why unfavorable? Because the actual cost or actual hour, because the actual hour is higher compared to the standard hours. Okay, this is the way to calculate the standard hour for for one bag of corn chip. The standard hour is 0.007 hour, and at that the actual number of the corn chip produced is 48,500 bags. So that's how you get the SH equal to 339.5 hours. Okay, and then the thing is like this. Another thing is like this. If there is a question asks you to calculate total labor variance, then the way to calculate the total labor variance is labor rate variance that we have calculated, that you have seen the calculation in the previous slide, plus the labor efficiency variance here, $143.5. So you add these two numbers and then you will get the total labor variance. Okay, this is the end of this video. Do not forget to write your name and matric number in the comment section for the attendance, for your attendance in today's lecture. Thank you very much.